After the Russia-Ukraine crisis, there is only one thing that Biden keeps talking about: sanctions. We want to sanction everything, and then comes the Russian energy sector. But you know what? Biden might end up cancelling his own sanctions. Stay tuned to know how. Hi and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host, Tejasvi Malhotra. Let's begin. Russia's Ukraine invasion is turning out to be an embarrassment for US President Joe Biden. He seems clueless in face of the Russian onslaught in Ukraine. So to show signs of being the crowned one, Biden banned the import of Russian oil only to rupture himself. Biden warns that gasoline prices will rise, but he still went ahead with his decision. So you may think that this is a bold move, but he is ultimately cancelling his own sanctions by prompting Americans to use EVs which will be manufactured on Russian nickel, and that too at a time when nickel prices are going through the roof. The fact remains that inflation is already a major issue in the United States. Now Americans won't be amused if they have to pay a few extra bucks at the pump. Therefore, Vice President Kamala Harris and Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg came up with a unique solution: use green energy and electric cars to evade inflation. Harris said, "We are all in the midst of a turning point. We have the technologies to transition to a zero-emission fleet." She added, "We can address the climate crisis and grow our economy at the same time." Biden himself has pushed the same agenda. The US president said loosening environmental regulations won't lower prices, but transforming our economy to run on electric vehicles powered by clean energy will mean that no one will have to worry about gas prices. It will mean tyrants like Putin won't be able to use fossil fuels as a weapon. Consider this. US oil imports from Russia were valued below $5 billion in 2021, which amounted to just 3.5% of total US oil imports. So Russia isn't really dependent on oil exports to the US. US-Russia oil trade is significant but not a game changer. On the other hand, nickel is a game changer. It is an indispensable component used in making batteries for electric vehicles. Presently, 70% of global nickel supplies go towards the manufacturing of stainless steel. However, with the growth of the EV sector around the world, it is becoming an extremely tight sector. Presently, Russia supplies around 6% of the world's nickel, and therefore any growth in the demand for this metal helps the Russian economy in terms of its export revenue. 6% may not seem like a huge figure. However, when it comes to Class 1 nickel, a high-quality form of the metal used in making EV batteries, Russia is second to none. Russia's MMC Norilsk Nickel (PJSC) operates mines in far northern Siberia that supply 17% of the world's Class 1 nickel. If the US pushes its EV sector to scrap gasoline cars, then Russian nickel would most probably be used in roughly every one of 5 EV batteries. Add to it the growing nickel prices. Following the Ukraine invasion, nickel prices have been surging sharply. Nickel prices have soared dramatically over the past few days. On Tuesday, the prices of the metal more than doubled and momentarily surpassed the $100,000 per ton threshold. As Biden keeps backing the EV industry to replace the fossil fuel-based vehicles, nickel prices will keep soaring. And who will be the ultimate beneficiary? Yes, you got it right, Russia. Biden's actions are thus helping Russia cancel Biden's sanctions themselves.